And we welcome in to the Mark Oak Show the guy that is challenging Mustafa Ali for the TNA X Division title after winning that Rebellion referendum six-pack challenge. He's getting pretty good at winning those six-pack matches, to say the least. And I'll tell you what, it is a long time coming. We're going to wait and see if he's going to finally pick up some TNA gold. Jake Something joining us on the Mark Oak Show. How are you, bud?
I'm great, man. How you doing?
I am doing terrific. Looking forward to having you come back to Vegas. It was a good run for you the last time you were here, and you're going to get to try and see if you can win the next division title coming up. Should be a pretty exciting night for us for that and all the great matches coming up at the Palms on April 20th and 21st.
Yeah, I'm beyond excited, and like you said last time we were in Vegas, y'all treated me so well. So I think we gotta keep the ball rolling. Keep that momentum going.
Now, Jake, for people that are new to TNA and maybe haven't seen you perform a little bit or don't know your background, tell everybody a little bit about your career. I mean, you've been wrestling for quite a while, and it's been a long road to get to this point.
Yeah, a very long road, but a fruitful one. There's been a lot of setbacks and a lot of failures, right? But that's kind of what I'm all about, is building on those. So every setback and every failure I ever had has led me to this moment, and now I get to challenge for the X Division title, which is beyond prestigious, right? And it means a lot to me. So, like you said, I've been around for a while now. I've got my wrestling anniversary coming up, actually, and I look forward to taking that X Division title with me on that journey.
Yeah, and you've challenged for quite a few different titles in TNA over the years, in the time that you've been there. And it just seems like you've been so close so many times. Man,
X
I'll tell you
Division,
what, we're
Division
looking
twice.
forward. I'm sorry?
I challenged for the X Division title twice. This will be third time. So, third time's the charm, right? We got to make it happen.
Yeah, and it's been very interesting lately what's been going on with TNA. We had the rebrand and a lot of new names, a lot of changes to the company. What's it been like with this rebrand, all the new faces, everything happening in there? How are you feeling about everything that's been happening with TNA?
I mean, I feel great. I mean, energy shift, right? We got a lot of energy coming, and it's called TNA, Total Nonstop Action. And you watch it and you see, oh, that's exactly what it is. But as soon as we did that rebrand, that energy shift, you felt it, and it's been Total Nonstop Action ever since. And I saw it as an opportunity to ride some momentum, so I jumped on that, and I'm doing everything in my power to keep pushing that charge.
One cool thing that happened for you was when we had the TV tapings and the first show came out, your match, the match that you won,
Oh,
was
yeah.
the first one on the first TNA show.
Yes.
That had to be a pretty cool feeling that, of all the matches they could have put out there first, it was yours. How
Yeah.
did that feel?
No, it's amazing because ushering in a new era, right? The very first thing you see is Jake Something with his hands in the air. And if that doesn't tell you what's in store for Jake Something, then I don't know what will.
Now, you are one of those guys that has the combination of the power game and the agility.
Mm.
And over the years in professional wrestling, we've seen the guys who have been the speed guys, we've seen the guys that have been the power guys. But now we're seeing so many professional wrestlers who are finding that mix. And
Mhm.
you're one of those guys that I think has really found that sweet spot between being able to do it both. To,
Yeah.
with a lot of speed and a lot of agility, and be able to just absolutely beat the hell out of somebody if they want to in the ring. What what do you attribute that skill set to? Your workouts, your training, where did that all come from?
So it's going to be an all of the above type answer. It is my training, it is how hard I work, but also it is a natural ability and a natural gift. I, have good genetics for it, right? I'm explosive. And that has pushed me to want to train it even more. So I know I'm explosive, so I want to be more explosive. I know I'm strong, so I want to be stronger. I know I'm fast, so I want to be faster. So it's a lot of things. It's a lot of things. It's a mindset. It's the desire to want to keep going. it's all of it together.
Now, I read that there's a hero of yours who was a hero of mine, and that's Hulk Hogan.
Oh yeah.
And it's very interesting to see that, because so many of us had our heroes in pro wrestling, and when I see that Hogan was one of your guys, who are some of your role models in the past and today in pro wrestling?
So he was definitely the first. Then of course, you got Stone Cold. He was gonna be one, absolutely. The Rock. But Triple H has always been like my guy. He was my favorite. So as long as I can remember, he's been number one for me. And to this day, I still love just going back and watching his stuff, but also it's his work ethic and how much he elevates the entire product as a whole. So I still look up to him in a way. It's a lot of admiration and respect for him.
Yeah, and there's a lot of fascinating names that have come through TNA and are still in there.
Yeah.
You guys are very fortunate that you have some terrific role models in there at TNA to work with, including, like guys like Tommy Dreamer and Diener, a guy who, of course, you worked with a ton in there. I mean, what a great locker room that you have to just be thrilled to be working with.
Yeah, no, it's honestly, it's a great locker room in every way. Like with our, active roster, the agents in the back, like we have just such a wide array of talent that you can pull from. Guys, just like you said, Tommy Dreamer. We've had D'Lo Brown in the back, who is just so smart when it comes to wrestling. Lance Storm, like it's a learning tree, and you get to sit under that and absorb it all. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's just TNA has always been such a fascinating company.
Yeah,
and to see where you guys are going at this point. And I think the last show at Las Vegas really demonstrated the potential that TNA has. Where do you see the future of TNA right now? Because with so much talent there, and people really do enjoy working for the company.
yeah.
What do you hope TNA is going to be in down the road, maybe 2 or 3 years from now?
I mean, we have, like I've been saying, so much momentum, and I just want that momentum to just keep going forward, keep going up. Whether it's, hey, we get one more fan tomorrow, 2 more fans tomorrow, 3 more, 5 more, 100,000, million, whatever. I want to just keep growing and growing, and I want to be one of the reasons that we're doing that.
And of course, we are on the Mark Hoke Show with Jake Something from TNA, and getting ready for TNA Rebellion coming up right here in Las Vegas. We're going to be rolling the dice down there at the Palms in the Pearl Theater with the TNA Rebellion pay-per-view on April 20th and the TV tapings on April 21st. And we were giving away some tickets on SportsX Radio last night.
Awesome.
And you guys got to, I'm just telling you, the phone lines were lighting up last night when we were giving away tickets, and we've got more to give away this week. So the fans are pumped, man. You guys have them going.
Good. I'm pumped.
Well, this is going to be a very interesting match with Mustafa. And, of course, he just came into TNA. First night, wins the X Division title, which I'm sure had to blow a lot of people away. I know it caught many wrestling journalists and fans off guard.
Yeah.
What were you thinking when you saw him walk in the door and all of a sudden he's holding that belt up?
Well, it's he got it from Chris Sabin, and he's amazing, right? A legend, an absolute legend. But I've been very aware of Mustafa Ali for a long time. For a very long time. I was on a show with him in Chicago, like, I don't know, 10 years ago. So I know how good he is, and I've seen how good he's become. So I wasn't surprised when he won the X Division title, even though he took it from such an awesome competitor. So I know that I've got a lot on my plate, but this isn't a Jake Something underdog story. I'm never the underdog. You look at me, you know what I can do. I'm going to get in there. I don't care who you are. I don't care how good you are. I'm going to eat you alive. So
he didn't look very happy when you won that match. He was so upset about you winning that match. I mean, he was sitting there. I want an appeal. I swear to God, he couldn't even talk. He was not pleased, sir.
Yeah, I have that effect on people.
Yeah, it's going to be a fantastic match. A great contrast of styles
Yeah.
between you and Mustafa Ali at
Mhm.
here in Las Vegas next week. It's going to be a lot of fun. I can't wait to see it. And this card, by the way, is just loaded top to bottom. I mean, we've got Moose and Nick Nemeth. We've got Hammerstone coming up, taking on Josh Alexander again. I
Round
mean,
3, round 3.
oh, what a night this is going to be. What else are you looking forward to on this card besides, once you can get to sit back and,
Yeah.
maybe sitting around with that X Division title on your
Yeah.
shoulder?
Well, you actually just said the 2 that I'm really looking forward to the most. The Josh Alexander and Hammerstone. That's the 3rd one, and I've been excited to see it anyways, just because I like both guys. I've competed against both guys, so I know what they can bring to the table. But then now it's been getting so intense because I mean, it gets to be that way sometimes, and Hammerstone's been taking some cheap shots, which I'm like, all right, you're poking a bear, there. So I'm excited to see where that goes. That's probably the number one thing I want to watch.
Yeah, and it's interesting. We've seen a lot of Hammerstone here in Las Vegas. He's
Yeah.
been performing for a lot of the indie promotions here in town. And of course, Josh Alexander's been there forever. He has certainly been a staple of TNA.
Yeah.
But, Josh seems like the kind of guy that he's really put his arms around everybody in TNA and has helped try to raise everybody's level. Tell everybody a little bit about what it's like to work with him.
It's amazing. He's the standard, he's the pinnacle. That's who you want to be. Whether it's in the ring or backstage, he's an awesome guy, awesome friend, locker room leader. And he's one of those dudes. He doesn't BS you. So if you're going to go in asking for advice, you're going to hear if you suck, you're going to hear if you're good, you're going to hear everything in between. And I love that about him. He's very straightforward.
Yeah, another match that's going to be coming up too. Jordan Grace is taking on Steph DeLander, and Jordan Grace has been making headlines all over the world as well.
One of the
What?
best wrestlers in the world. It's
Yeah,
awesome.
yeah. What makes her so special?
That's another just natural given ability that you're born with, and she's born with it, and that drive and her ambition just fuels it even more. So that's what's going to set her apart from, I mean, everybody else.
So, Jake, tell everybody something that they don't know about you. Just something fun, a little different, because of course, we see you in the ring, you're a crazy wild man, you're beating people up and you're flying all over the place. But
Yeah.
tell everybody something a little bit more about yourself that maybe people don't know so they can get to know you a little bit more.
Shoot, man, I don't know when you put me on the spot like that. I'm just like my mind is blank. So I'm wondering what people do or do not know about me. I can just say if you can see me right now, I've got very, very long arms. That's a weird, interesting fact about me. It's supposed to be your wingspan is roughly the same as your height. And so me being just a hair over 6 foot, I should have a wingspan of 6 foot, but my wingspan is actually 6'8". So there's a fun little fact for you.
What do you like to do for fun in your spare time?
Well, unfortunately, my ambition makes me just want to get up and go. So I am avid in training, whether it be watching tapes or actually training in the ring or training in a gym. So that takes up a lot of my time. But besides that, I like to relax, play some video games, watch some TV, standard stuff.
What kind of routine do you do? I talked about a little bit about, the agility combination of the agility training and the strength training. What are some of the things that you like to specialize in the gym to, build both of the sides of that? Because, like a lot of times when people go in the gym,
Mhm.
they'll get to have those habits where, they're going to, do a lot of extra strength training and maybe ignore some of the other things that they should be doing to balance things out. What do you like to do?
So I do a lot of explosive training as well as just like strength training. So there's certain little programs you can do for just basic core strength, like a 5x5 program where basically you get a weight that you can only do 5 times because it's so heavy that you can only lift it 5 times, and I do 5 sets of that. And that's a very
Nice.
standard, basic strength principle. But beyond that, I do a lot of explosive drills too. So like cleans, clean and presses, stuff like that, and I do it for speed. A lot of just like get up and go drills like burpees and stuff like that to
Oh,
well, yeah, exactly, right?
you said that word.
Yeah.
Trust me, I know about those.
And then, you know, a lot of people like once they get into a lot of that, they sometimes neglect the cardio. Can't do that either. So I'd be running, you know, Stairmaster, treadmill, whatever.
Yeah. Well, Jake, I'm sure that you are going to have something special for Mustafa Ali coming up here in Las Vegas and try to send him into the void. This is going to be a terrific, terrific night coming up, and 2 nights actually, of course, at Rebellion. You have any words for your opponent before we let you go?
You know what? My thing that I always say is, "What's my name?" And I'm going to say it right to his face. What's my name?
There you go. Jake, I want to thank, oh, and before I let you go, where can everybody find you?
On most socials, it's going to be at Jake Something _.
All right. Well, we're going to get to see Jake Something challenging for the X Division title against Mustafa Ali. It should be an incredible match, a terrific clash of styles as the high flyer takes on the brawler, but he's got a few tricks up his sleeve.
He does.
So be ready. This is going to be an amazing match and a terrific night down at the Palms. Get your tickets now, guys. You can go to tnawrestling.com, and you can also watch this live on TNA Plus or on Triller TV. That's what used to be Fight TV. TNA Rebellion Sunday, April 20th. And of course, you can also get ready for those TV tapings coming up, Impact Live on Sunday as well. And this guy, oh, we're going to have a belt going home with him. We're going to find out. Jake Something, I want to thank you very much for coming on the Mark Hoke Show. We do appreciate it, and a pleasure to get to talk to you. Look forward to seeing you next weekend.
Thank you.
You got it.